Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is CJUFCPicks. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, comment on this video, and smash that like button for me. We did great last night. Absolutely great last night. Only 3 picks lost for me, and 10 of them were correct. So I was 10-3 on UFC Vegas 78. I did pretty damn good. The last 6 cards, I am 56 wins and only 18 losses in the last 6 cards. And in the last 8 cards, I've been winning back and forth on UFC. I've been doing great. I am on a roll. And hopefully we can do the same here for UFC 292 in Boston, my hometown. Wish I could go, but unfortunately I got other plans that day. But I'll still be watching UFC 292. I'm going to give you guys some fire picks. And trust me, I'm going to go 9 weeks in a row winning UFC. It's going to be another great night for CJUFCPicks. So make sure to subscribe, make sure to like us, make sure to comment on the video, and make sure to check us on all social media platforms so you can check out our dog of the card and our lock of the card on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. CJUFCPicks. Tonight we are breaking down, giving you our picks for UFC 292, and make sure to join us for the smoke sesh. Right here is my blunt rolled up, so make sure you guys roll on up too. I'm gonna light it up right before I give you my picks, and I hope you guys light yours up too. We're gonna be smoking on some fire right here. This is some Blue Dream Haze. Now let's get right into it, folks. The first fight of the night is the prelims. I believe this fight is the one of the finale fights for the Ultimate Fighter. We got Kurt Holobaugh versus Austin Hubbard, scheduled in the men's 155-pound division. Kurt Holobaugh, he's 19-7 and 36 years old, 5'11", 73-inch reach. Austin Hubbard, 15-5, 31 years old, 5'10", 71-inch reach. This should be a close fight, ladies and gentlemen. Not a bad opener right here for UFC 292, and I believe both of these gentlemen were in the UFC before they got cut. Now they're getting a second chance here to enter the UFC again. One of these gentlemen will earn a contract. Probably both will get signed. Who knows? Usually 1 or 2, maybe 3 Ultimate Fighter winners do get signed from the Ultimate Fighter, but this should be a interesting fight to start off UFC 292. I'm going with Austin Hubbard, younger fighter, better record, and I just like how he fights better than Kurt Holobaugh. I think that this fight should go to a decision victory for Austin Hubbard, and I think he's going to win this fight against Kurt Holobaugh, no doubt about it. So my pick for this fight is Austin Hubbard. Next fight, ladies and gentlemen, scheduled in the women's flyweight division, we have Andrea Lee versus Natália Silva. Andrea Lee, she's 13-7, 34 years old, 5'6", 69.5-inch reach. Then we have Natália Silva. She's 15-5-1, 26 years old, 5'4", with a 65-inch reach. Here's another interesting fight. Andrea Lee is riding a 2-fight losing streak, And Natália Silva is on a roll here. She's got a 5 fight winning streak for Natália Silva. Excuse me, more than that. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 victories in a row for Natália Silva. And it's going to be 10 right here against Andrea Lee. I don't think Andrea Lee is anything special. I don't think she's UFC caliber. And I also think she gets cut after this fight. Natália Silva all day. And I might even better. I'm going to put her in some of my parlays. I love Natália Silva. She's pretty hot, to be honest. And Andrea Lee, not that great. So 10 wins in a row coming up for Natália Silva. That's my pick. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Smoke Sesh right here with CJUFCPicks. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like us. Join us on all social media platforms. Next fight. Another women's flyweight division fight between Maryna Moroz versus Karine Silva. Maryna Moroz, she's 11-4, 31 years old, 5'7" with a 67-inch reach. Then we got Karine Silva. She's 16-4, 29 years old, 5'5", and she's got a 67-inch reach as well. So both got the same reach advantage. Maryna Moroz has a little bit of a height advantage. And I think all the advantages stop right there for Maryna Moroz because we got a killer here. We got Karine Silva. She's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fight winning streak. There you go, folks. Silva parlay. Natália Silva with Karine Silva in a parlay. That's what I'm going to do. I'm picking Karine Silva to win this fight. Maryna Moroz is pretty tough. And she lost her last fight against Jennifer Maia. And she also lost to Angela Hill 5 years ago. But Karine Silva is a beast. She is something to look out for in this division. And I like her a lot. Give me Karine Silva to win this fight. Either by submission or a decision victory. But leaning towards a submission here for Karine Silva to get it done against Maryna Moroz. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Next fight. And this fight should be a banger. Especially on the prelims. Both of these guys right here are going to go at it. Scheduled in the men's middleweight division. We got Gregory Rodrigues versus Denis Tiuliulin. Both of these guys were my dog of the card in the past. Gregory Rodrigues, he's 13-5, 31 years old, 6'3", 78 reach. Denis Tiuliulin, 35 years old, 6'1", 77-inch reach. Like I said, both of these guys are going to go at it. Both pretty good strikers. Both got power, knockout power. And I don't see this fight going the distance whatsoever. Gregory Rodrigues got brutally knocked out 6 months ago against Bruno Ferreira. And then Denis Tiuliulin lost against Young Park 6 months ago via submission. Tough fight to call, ladies and gentlemen. Tough fight to call. I don't know who to go for here. I don't want to look stupid. I'm trying to sweep a card, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to go just sweep the whole card. Win all my picks. Win all my bets. So, my heart and my gut, I have to go with Gregory Rodrigues to win this fight by knockout. I think he's going to get it done, folks. I think he's going to bounce back from his last victory and get a knockout against Denis Tiuliulin. But I'm probably going to stay away money line wise. I'm going to bet the under 2.5. Probably going to be juiced to the gills. But yeah, give me Gregory Rodrigues by knockout. Next fight, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why this fight's going on, but on the prelims, scheduled in the men's middleweight division, we got the returning Chris Weidman versus Brad Tavares. Scheduled in the middleweight division. Chris Weidman, he's 15-6. 39 years old, 6'2", 78 reach. We got Brad Tavares at 19-8, 35 years old, 6'1", 74-inch reach. Honestly, I really don't think the diehard fans of UFC really don't care about this fight. Chris Weidman coming back after a 2-year layoff. 2-year layoff. Major red flag right there. And he got his last 3 losses were all by knockout or TKO. And then his last 2 wins were, his last win was 3 years ago against Omari Akhmadov, and I don't think he's in the UFC anymore. And then he won against Arm Triangle Choke, but this was when Chris Weidman was in his prime. He went against Kevin Gastelum, and Kevin Gastelum was pretty good during that time too. And I believe this was when Chris Weidman was UFC champion, or he just came off being champion, one of those recent. Brad Tavares, his last 2 losses were against Bruno Silva. We know Bruno Silva got power 3 months ago. Then a decision loss to Dreki Du Plessis, which is not a bad loss. We know Dreki Du Plessis is someone to look out for in this middleweight division. So that's an inexcusable loss. Then his last 2 wins, he won a split decision against Omari Akhmadov. So both these gentlemen got a win over that guy. And then he won against Antonio Carlos Jr., which I don't think he's in the UFC anymore. And then he lost to Edmund Shabazian by knockout TKO. Chris Weidman, though, he's old now. Probably slow. He's focusing on the commentary, backstage type of thing. So I don't think he's taking this fight 100% serious like Brad Tavares is. I think Chris Weidman has his mind on other things besides fighting. And he's coming back after 2 years. He probably's broke. He probably needs the money. That's why he's taking this fight. No offense to you, Chris Weidman. You're probably a UFC Hall of Famer. You were a great champion when you were champion. But age matters when it comes to UFC. And then also you've been out for 2 years. Major red flag right there. I don't like that. Not a lot of fighters come back after a long layoff and blow people's minds. So give me Brad Tavares to win by knockout or submission inside the distance for Brad Tavares. Next fight, ladies and gentlemen, is scheduled in the men's middleweight division. Another middleweight division fight. This is the scheduled featured prelim fight as of now. And it's Gerald Meerschaert versus Andrea Petroski. Gerald Meerschaert, 35-16, 35 years old, 6'1" with a 77.5-inch reach. Then we have Andre Petroski, 32 years old, 6 foot with a 73-inch reach. Andre Petroski is on a 4-fight winning streak. I like that right there. Gerald Meerschaert, a bunch of losses on his record, man. 16 losses. And he's got good wrestling. He's got good grappling. He's got sneaky KO power, but I don't see him winning this fight. When I see 16 losses on your record, I just don't like that, man. I do not like that. And his last loss was a KO TKO to my lock of the card. If you go back, I think I have a breakdown video of this fight. Joe Pyfer with Gerald Meerschaert. I made Joe Pyfer my lock of the card. That was an easy lock, and I had to lock that in. That was 3 months ago. So I don't think that's enough recovery time from that knockout. His last win against Bruno Silva was impressive, to say the least. I'm not gonna lie, that was a good submission win for him. Then he lost a decision loss. I'm sorry, to Krzysztof Jotko. Not a bad loss. He won against Dustin Stoltzfus, which Dustin Stoltzfus is, I believe, cut from the UFC and not that great. And then he lost to Mahmoud Muradov. He was also my lock of the card recently by rear naked choke. And I think Mahmoud Muradov is a bit of a problem for the middleweight division, but that's another conversation for another day. And Andre Petroski on a 4-fight winning streak, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. I like Andre Petroski. He's a impressive fighter to me. His last loss was almost 3 years ago to Aaron Jeffrey, and I don't think he's in the UFC anymore, but that's okay. I think Petroski was just green at that time. He's only 32 years old, so that's not bad. And then he won against Michael Gilmore. I don't think he's in the UFC. Yao Zung Hu. I don't think he's in the UFC. He went against Nick Maximov, and I believe I picked Andre Petroski for that fight. I believe I have a breakdown video for that fight, if I'm not mistaken. And then he got that win against Wellington Turman 8 months ago. So I gotta go with Andre Petroski here. I think he's gonna get the victory. I think he's gonna win this fight pretty easily. I have two lock of the cards in mind, and he is one of them. I'm not gonna give you the other just yet. You're gonna have to go to TikTok, Instagram, or Twitter. Check that out. Lock of the card. I usually post it on Thursdays on all those social media platforms. So make sure to like me on those social media platforms. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm giving you fire picks. Smoking weed with y'all. Come on, what else y'all want? 56 wins and 18 losses in the last 6 cards. Your boy's on a roll right now. And I'm going to continue to do that. With this next fight scheduled in the men's welterweight division. Bye, guys. We got Neil Magny versus Ian Machado Garry. Neil Magny, he's 28 and 10, 36 years old, 6'3", 80-inch reach. Ian Machado Garry, excuse me, undefeated at 12-0, 28 years old, 6'3", 74-inch reach. What a great way to start off the main card. By the way, this is a sneaky banger fight right here. I love both guys. Neil Magny, UFC veteran, has been fighting in the UFC for a long time now. Ian Machado Garry, undefeated at 12-0. Nobody has defeated him yet. His last fight with Daniel Rodrigues was impressive. I liked what he did there. He had a close fight with Kenan Song. So he's coming back fast. He's coming back fast, man. This is his third fight in a year, because his third fight a year ago was against Gabe Green. So this is his fourth fight in a year. Very active fighter. Ian Machado Garry, I think he's trying to climb the ranks and get that welterweight championship one day. And if he gets this victory against Neil Magny, who is ranked, I believe. Yeah, he's 11th. He's 11th in the welterweight division. Ian Garry is only 16th in the welterweight division. So this will definitely get him into the top 15. He might take that 11th spot if he defeats Neil Magny. And if you guys can't tell, I'm going with Ian Machado Garry to continue that winning streak, to continue being undefeated. He might even knock this guy out. Neil Magny is a tough dude, veteran of the UFC, has fought the tougher competition by far. I get it, guys. I was looking really close at this fight before I made this video. This video is recorded, obviously. But Ian Machado Garry got some bombs in those hands. Very fast. Still learning. Still young. Plus, Boston. He's in Boston, where Irish rule the world in Boston, Massachusetts. That's where I'm from. I'm Latino, guys. I'm Puerto Rican, okay? So, I live in Boston. I know what Boston's all about. I like Ian Machado Garry basically on his home turf, going against Neil Magny to knock him out in this fight. And I might even bet that line. I might even bet him. I'm thinking about it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on up to the next fight. Scheduled in the men's bantamweight division. This fight is going to be also a bit of a banger. Might even be fight of the night, to be honest. Who knows? Sneaky fight right here. We got Marlon Chito Vera versus Pedro Munhoz. Marlon Chito Vera, he's 28-2, 8-1, 30 years old, 5'8", 70.5-inch reach. Pedro Munhoz, 20-7, 36 years old, 5'6", with a 65-inch reach. You could say both of these guys are UFC veterans. Both of these guys got pretty much the same record. But Chito Vera got the advantages pretty much everywhere, in my opinion. I think he's got the power advantage, he's got the youth advantage, the height advantage, and the reach advantage. I love when fighters have advantages, more advantages than their opponent. Pedro Munhoz, he can be sneaky good, right? His last win was against Chris Gutierrez, decision. He had I guess it was a draw or a no contest against Sean O'Malley, which we all know Sean O'Malley and Aljamain Sterling are going to have the main event on this card. Then he lost against Dominic Cruz, which I'll respect because Dominic Cruz is good. And that was about almost 2 years ago. And then he lost against Jose Aldo, which is another excusable loss. And those were 2 decision losses, by the way. So this guy is definitely tough. He does not get finished often. But it's only a 3-round fight. We all know Marlon Chito Vera can start off slow. But if he catches you with one of those kicks that he throws, or he does have power in his hands as well. But like I said, Pedro Munhoz hasn't been finished in a while. So I do see this going to a decision. This is going to be a close fight, honestly. But my gut and my heart, I have to say I'm going with Marlon Chito Vera to win. I think he's going to win this fight, ladies and gentlemen. Bounce back from that loss. He was on a 4-fight winning streak before that loss. And then he lost a split decision to Corey Sandhagen, which we all know had a boring fight. Which is okay. I mean, it's MMA. What do you expect? Some fighters are boring and some fighters are exciting. You know, that's their style. And obviously, Corey Sandhagen likes to be safe and likes to wrestle and just control people on the ground if he needs to. You know, so. But enough about Corey Sandhagen. Let me get Marlon Chito Vera to win this fight, probably by decision. I'm going for decision because Pedro Munhoz is tough and he hasn't been finished in a while. So, yeah, I'm going with Marlon Chito Vera. And ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the co-main event of the evening for UFC 292, O'Malley versus Sterling. And this co-main event is interesting, ladies and gentlemen, because I love both of these fighters. Scheduled in the women's strawweight division for the strawweight championship of the world, we got Weili Zhang versus Amanda Lemos. Weili Zhang, she's 23-3, 34 years old, 5'4", 63-inch reach. Amanda Lemos, 13-2, 36 years old, 5'4", 65-inch reach. This fight is not going the distance, ladies and gentlemen. I guarantee it. This is a 5-round fight. Both of these girls got heat in their hands. Both of these girls got power. Okay? But Weili Zhang is on a different level than Amanda Lemos. She's got better cardio, faster on the feet, and she's going to be, and still, that's my pick. I mean, Amanda Lemos, she's got knockout power herself. And both girls are on a 2-fight winning streak. Let's go over it real quick. Weili Zhang submitted Carla Esparza, which Carla Esparza is good on the ground, but she's not that impressive in my eyes. I don't think Carla Esparza is ever going to win this championship again, to be honest. And then she won against Joanna, I don't want to butcher her last name, Jurdachichek, by knockout, spinning back fist, ladies and gentlemen. That was about a year ago. Then lost a split decision to Jose Namajunas. Lost again to Rose Namajunas by a head kick. So that was when Rose Namajunas was at her peak. She was destroying everyone left and right. So I excuse those 2 losses, and I believe that Rose Namajunas got her number. And then won again against Joanna Jurdachichek. So there you go again, folks. It's just some fighters just got their number. And for Amanda Lemos, she knocked out, TKO'd Maryna Rodrigues, which was impressive, and also submitted Michelle Waterson-Gomez. Lost a submission to Jessica Andrade. That was weird, huh? And won a split decision against Angela Hill. Yeah. Give me Weili Zhang, ladies and gentlemen. I think she's gonna get this fight inside the distance, knockout, TKO, or submission. I'm going with Weili Zhang all day here. I don't think Amanda Lemos is going to win. It's going to be a good fight, though. It's going to be a banger. Somebody's going to get knocked out or submitted, and it's going to be Amanda Lemos. Give me Weili Zhang all day to retain that belt. And ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the main event of the evening. And this conversation right here, this fight right here, this breakdown is going to be very interesting. So light one up, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe, like us, share us. Tell everyone you know about CJUFCPicks. Your boy's on a roll. 8 weeks in a row winning UFC. 56 wins and 18 losses in this last 6 cards. And I'm going to keep it going for UFC 292. The main event is for the UFC Bantamweight Championship in the Bantamweight division. We got the champion, Aljamain Sterling, versus the contender, Sugar Sean O'Malley. Aljamain Sterling, he's 23-3, 34 years old, 5'7", with a 71-inch reach. Then we got Sugar Sean O'Malley. He's 16-1, 28 years old, 5'11", with a 72-inch reach. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys respect this pick. I hope you guys like this pick that I'm going to give you, and I'm going to explain why I'm going to pick him to win. Aljamain Sterling definitely has the grappling advantage, the wrestling advantage, and the championship advantage. 5-round fights advantage, right? Sugar Sean O'Malley, he's got the youth advantage, the height advantage, and the reach advantage. And as I mentioned early in this video, I like when fighters have more advantages than their opponent. Aljamain Sterling, though, he's been on a tear. Has beaten the best that there is to offer in the Bantamweight division. Sugar Sean O'Malley, he's been on a tear himself, but all his fights lately have been close. It hasn't been like one-sided, if you know what I mean. Besides his knockout victories, obviously. But you know what I mean. Aljamain Sterling has said it himself that he has trouble making weight, and he wants to move up a weight class probably after this fight, win or lose, right? And I don't know if you guys do research, but I do. And Aljamain Sterling at first did not want to take this fight. That's why Dana White gave him a really nice paycheck and a really nice Lamborghini, ladies and gentlemen. Go on Aljamain Sterling Twitter or Instagram page and you'll see it for yourself. Dana White bought this dude a brand new 2023 Lamborghini. I'm pretty sure that the paycheck is at least 6 or 7 figures to take this fight. And Aljamain Sterling was complaining, "Oh, I'm coming back too soon. I can't enjoy the fruits of my labor, blah, 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 blah." Dude, you're a champion. You're supposed to put that championship on the line when you're asked to. Okay? Those are the reasons I'm picking Sugar Sean O'Malley to win this fight. A plus 220? Are you kidding me, guys? I am betting Sugar Sean O'Malley, and I'm going to give you guys a spoiler, because I usually do my dog of the card on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok on Wednesdays. I post that on Wednesdays. But you can still, guys, check that out. Dog of the card. My dog of the card for UFC 292 and new UFC bantamweight champion Sugar Sean O'Malley. Make sure to record this. Make sure to screenshot this. Do what you gotta do, ladies and gentlemen. I have a gut feeling. My heart, my brain, my everything. Sugar Sean O'Malley is also pretty much gonna be on his home turf. Because he's Irish himself, I believe. And he has a huge following. Not a lot of fans like Aljamain Sterling for the way he acts, the way he fights, and the way he pushed out on that Peter Yan fight when he got kneed in the face. And I have a feeling that Sugar Sean O'Malley is going to knock him out. So give me Sugar Sean O'Malley to win this fight. You heard it here first, folks. I'm telling you. Plus 220. Give me that all day. My dog of the card, Sugar Sean O'Malley. So that was the breakdown, ladies and gentlemen. That was the smoke sesh for CJUFCPicks. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like us on all of our social media platforms. We're on TikTok. We're on Twitter, Instagram, CJUFCPicks. Just type it in, folks. It's right there. Takes 2 seconds to like this video. Takes 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button. Your boy's on a roll. Your boy's on fire. 8 weeks in a row winning UFC, and I expect the same for UFC 292. So tune in and make sure to join us next week for our next breakdown. We're out of here, folks, and we hope you enjoyed our content. Take it easy.